This is Washington Circle, named after George Washington in Washington, D.C. It's a particularly good-looking day. Around 9:30 or 10 in the morning, it's a little hazy, and the sun is going to be aimed against us. Pennsylvania Avenue goes to the White House, so the White House is about 7 blocks from here, in the direction we're pointed, where the sun is. Washington is very big on flowering trees and also on tulips and daffodils, so they're all out. Across the street, one of the newer buildings is a new George Washington Hospital building. The previous hospital building there is where Reagan was taken when he was shot by Mr. Hinckley and his quixotic, I suppose, attempt to get Jodie Foster's attention, which barking up the wrong tree in multiple ways, although she probably was not a fan of Reagan, since I think she is known to be somewhat left-wing, although perhaps not so stupidly and blatantly as Clooney and lots of other people. Anyway, this is Washington Circle. I don't actually think it's all that noteworthy, but here I am, waiting for someone, so I thought I'd film it. It does have a little of the turn-of-the-century architecture. You can see the buildings there. They're mainly houses that have the turrets, red brick. They kind of look like Back Bay, Boston. Here's 3 Washington Circle. It's a condo with enormously high fees, which is pretty much true of this entire Foggy Bottom area. It's commercial on the bottom, doctor's offices, bottom 5 or 6 floors, and residential on the top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 floors. This is a hotel, 1 Washington Circle. I have a feeling it's kind of medium priced, so it might be a good value. They have a restaurant and bar in the bottom that has jazz quartets and things performed sometimes. Anyway, what else can I tell you about this neighborhood? A lot of buildings are, in this neighborhood particularly, the 20037 zip code, are commercial on the bottom 5 floors, frequently medical condos, and occasionally there's a building, there's one near me, that has only plastic surgeons and infectious disease specialists or some other. It's a very specialized building. And then you'll go to a Thanksgiving dinner or a party or something, and someone will tell you, oh, my doctor is in the building next to you. And then, of course, you know that they either have an infectious disease or they're having cosmetic surgery. And they don't realize that that's what they told you. There's another building that specializes in reproductive medicine doctors, and I see people I know sometimes go into it, and I'm like, oh, well, good for you. You're having a baby. Or at least trying to. Anyway, down in that direction to the south is where George Washington University is. George Washington University charges higher tuitions than almost any university in America, including the Ivies. I think it has lots of well-to-do students. Their parents can borrow the maximum on student loans and then pay the rest. And what George Washington University does with it is it finances its acquisition of lots of real estate around here. I just passed by the building that used to be rented by the European Union Embassy before they bought their own. This, I believe, actually is Spain. And now it's rented by the German embassy while they renovate their own embassy out in Foxhall. And as I passed around the side of it, there was a discreet little sign. Apparently it belongs to George Washington University. So George Washington University owns a giant commercial building that has a Regis Office Center and currently the German embassy. These are condominiums. Actually, they're not condominiums. This is an apartment building. Sorry. The condominiums on the block are the building you see at the intersection a block away. And that formerly was the Columbia Hospital for Women, which was a hospital devoted almost entirely to reproductive medicine and fertility technology. And it was torn down and they built condos. There's still lots of expensive reproductive technology in the Washington area, but it is now located mainly out in the Maryland and Virginia suburbs, which is where all the high-paid bureaucrats with high-option health insurance live. Anyway, I think that's all we're doing in this neighborhood. I really just wanted to get these flowering trees. Oh yeah, Embassy of Spain.